Well, hello, my name's Dr. Carla Stanton. I'm a family and functional medicine doctor from the UK, and I'm here with the Kidney Coach as part of the research team, just collecting some information from some of our clients. And what we've got here today is Richard. We've just been having a great conversation about his journey through the Kidney Coach and using the Kygenesis products. In the last year, your eGFR has managed to jump up 20 points from stage 3 to stage 2, and you've got quite a unique story. So Richard is 49 years old. He's a teacher of phys ed and a coach, and writes children's books as well. And I won't tell any more of your story. I'll leave it over to you to share your story and your perseverance, and just a really inspiring tale just to share with our audience. So I'll hand over to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Carla. So I have been very consistent with going to my doctor, and he's a wonderful person, and we always had a very good relationship. But since 2014, which is where I could find my information back to for all my labs, my GFR, my eGFR, my creatinine have been flagged. And it wasn't until about 5 years ago that I started asking him, how come this is flagged? What's going on? And he would always just tell me, oh, don't worry about it. And like Dr. Carla said, I'm a personal trainer. So I've always been very, very into being healthy, whether it was eating or exercising. But I guess I wasn't paying attention to myself enough, as much as I was paying attention to everyone else. So he would just tell me, oh, you just have too much protein in your blood. It's probably from the exercise or the muscle building. So he just said, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. It's normal for you. So a couple years passed, and I know a lot of people watching this have a lot of markers that are telling you something's up. I didn't have anything that was telling me that something was up. So I felt okay. But then I got my last lab and I looked, and my eGFR was 55. So I finally said, I have to go see what's going on with this. What is this? Because again, he said, you're fine. You just have a lot of protein in your diet. Just stop taking supplements. Because I had been taking weight gain supplements, protein supplements since I was 16 years old. So little did I know, I had been abusing my kidneys by taking raw creatine monohydrate, tons of protein, lots of different kinds of, supplements that you could buy over the counter. And I looked it up online, and I was like, holy cow, I'm in stage 3 of kidney disease. Like, what the heck? So I freaked out a little bit. And then I also realized that my creatinine, and yes, anybody watching too, it's a tough one. So was high. And I said, holy mackerel. So I looked, and the very first thing I found was the kidney doctor. And I was very curious. They were in Australia. So I'm here in the United States. And I was like, well, let's see what's going on with them. And everything that they did checked all the boxes for me. They attacked this disease from a holistic angle, where it wasn't just take these vitamins and you'll be better. It was from meditation to breathing to taking the appropriate supplements and nutrients, whether, there's the tea that's involved, which is wonderful. There was Chinese herbs that are involved that you wouldn't know about. I wouldn't have known about unless I got into this program. And then I did my due diligence and I looked them all up, and everything that I did and everything that I saw was on the up and up. They were really with it. And there's a lot of the wonderful thing. And one of the greatest things I think about the kidney doctor, everybody in the program, is that they don't withhold information. They're not a group of people who are like, well, you got to pay for this and then pay extra for that. I watched everything that was on YouTube, and then all of the articles, and then their website has tons of articles. And then I said, I'm just going to get the program. So I got the program.
Their kidney disease solution.
Yes, the whole kidney disease solution program with the books, And I used my work computer and I printed everything out. So I had hundreds of pages. And within that program, within the Kidney Disease Solutions program, there is diets, it's everything is step by step. And I really appreciated that about the program. When I first looked at it, I was a little overwhelmed, and I can understand, other people might be overwhelmed and say, holy mackerel, where do I start or what do I do? But the nice thing is it starts off with a phase 1, just do this first. So I said, all right, I had to calm myself and say, okay, do one thing at a time. You can't do everything. So just do one thing, one step at a time. So I started off with the tea, and I sourced, and I found the materials are really easy to find. Nettle leaf is very easy to find. Lavender is easy to find. Most people probably watching this can get on Amazon, no matter what country you're in. So I get all of it on Amazon for the most part. I don't have a good nutrition store next to me, close to me. So I was able to get everything online, and I made the tea, and I bought the little sifter, the little metal sifter. I had drank tea before, but I had never done the herbal tea, and it was wonderful. It was great. And I stopped. Another thing that I slowed down was caffeine, because I had always gone to the bathroom a lot. I've always urinated a lot. And I realized I was very, very, very susceptible to caffeine. Caffeine really, really got me. And when I stopped drinking the caffeine for my tea in the morning and supplemented it with the kidney tea, I didn't have to run from my car to the gym at work into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, because I have about a half-hour drive. It just settled it down. And I didn't even think when I was doing it, I was like, holy mackerel. So I've been going to the bathroom so often for all these years. The kidneys are related directly to that. So like directly to that. So it made a big difference in helping my kidneys, I think, relax a little bit. They didn't have to work so hard. So that was the first step with the teas. And then I started taking all of the supplements that are recommended in there, and they're all in the phase 1. Everything's there in the phase 1, and it goes over everything. And there's a one sheet that you get right on the program. I mean, there's a whole book, so you can look up everything in the book, but there's a one sheet, a piece of paper with everything on one sheet, and you can just find everything from that. So you don't have to search and look. So they really do make it user friendly. They make it simple. And like probably a lot of people, I like to have a hard copy. So I had the hard copy there, so I could just look at it on my phone or on the computer, and I could get what I needed. So I ordered everything that it said to start with. A lot of the Chinese herbs, I would mix them in a drink. I had like a green drink that I make in a blender, and I just added all of them together into that green drink. And I did it for the first 6 months. I did everything that they were asking me to do. I slowed down with eating, like to the point where now I'm not eating it and I'm not missing it, but I changed where my protein was coming from, because a lot of the heavy proteins were doing putting a lot of stress on my kidneys. So I got rid of a lot of the dairy-based proteins. I got rid of a lot of the red meat proteins, because I had been a carnivore. I was eating red meat like it was going out of style, and I eat a lot of Italian food. So I was eating a lot of pastas and a lot of breads. I love bread. So anything that was bumping up sugar. So my sugar was going up left and right, which, as a side note that I just thought about, had caused inflammation in my body as well. So I would have, besides chronic kidney disease, I had chronic muscle pain. So I would have pain back here in my trap, in my neck, that would just be there forever. And when I slowly changed pieces of my diet, whether it was the different kinds of proteins I was getting in, I ate a little bit, I changed where sugars were coming from. So I stopped with fruit juices, and I made sure I got it from whole fruits, because you can digest, your liver can handle the fructose better that way. I started eating a lot more greens. I tried red peppers and green peppers, which I was always afraid of. I'm an adult, but I was afraid of them. And now I love them. I eat them all the time. So I changed how I was eating, and the inflammation in some of these achy parts slowly went away. And I didn't even realize it was going away until I was like, how come that's not sore today? Or how come that my right lower back doesn't have that feeling that it usually has? And I lived with that for 10 years, 15 years. So it changes more than just the basics. So after 6 months of doing my own thing, sourcing my own materials, my GFR went up from a 55 to a 69. So, and that's what we want. We want it to go up, which I had no clue. I was looking, and my doctor was telling me, it's a 55. It's okay. I didn't realize that people should be in the 90s. I didn't know that was normal, but now we do. And hopefully we all are learning together here. So it went up to a 69, which was huge for 6 months, I thought.
14 points, yeah.
That I thought was pretty great. And then my creatinine went down from 1.4 to 1.2, which was, when we look at it, is back into a normal range. So I was like, okay, well, that's out of the woods range, at least for that.
Yeah.
So we were on the right path.
Yeah. And you said your bun went down too, right?
And my bun went way down. It went from 21 to 11.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, amazing.
Which was right. So that was one that was flagged sometimes, not flagged sometimes. I was always right on the borderline with the bun. But yeah. So, and as I talk to everybody out there, I was coming from a different, some people from a different kind of angle here. I thought I had everything together. I thought I was eating healthy. I exercised. I was the one who helped other people who wanted to lose weight and feel better. But I didn't know what I didn't know. So we have to become, and the Kidney Solution program helps you become your own advocate. So we have to advocate for ourselves. And hopefully you have a doctor who, at least listen, or at least, you can talk to or ask for the blood tests, and they'll give you your blood tests. But I didn't do that. I was just doing everything for myself because I knew it all, but I didn't know it all. So once I started advocating for myself differently, sorry guys, that's the dog must be seeing the male person coming outside. So I advocated for myself, and it made a huge difference. So then the Kaigenesis program came out, the 2-part program. What were they called?
The Kidney Prime and Kidney Advanced?
Yes, Kidney Prime and Kidney Advanced. So I started taking that about close to 6. So after that first 6 months, I was like, well, I'll do my own source for 6 months. Then I'll start the Kidney Prime and Kidney Advanced, which didn't cost much different. When you are, getting your own stuff, and then this becomes so much more efficient and so much easier to do. Once I started the Kidney Prime and Kidney Advanced, it was wonderful. I take it in the morning, take 1 in the afternoon, and then 2 more in the evening. It put everything, it made it a lot simpler to handle that part of it. And then you could just stay on it. You could get a subscription. You could just get it continually coming back to you. And then I had another test just a couple weeks ago, really the beginning of this month.
Yes.
And my
6 months after you've been taking it, is it?
Yes. So 6 months after the first 6 months.
Yes.
So this is 1 year. Sorry about the puppy.
No.
My GFR went up to a 75, which was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And my creatinine went down again to a 1.15, which was wonderful. And my bun still is stabilized. So it was right around where it was. So the GFR, which the other thing, and this is what I hope, to get across to everybody, is that it's not something that happens all at once. It's a progressive kind of thing. Like our kidneys have been, like my kidney has been beat up for years and years and years and years and years, and I didn't do anything about it. So it's going to take a little while to try to get it healthy again. So I think it's on the right track to getting healthy, because I've gone from a 55 to a 75 with my GFR in 1 year. But that's 1 year. And I'm hoping now the next 6 months it'll go up a little bit more, and then I can keep going up a little bit more. And that's the goal. So, keeping consistent, doing one thing at a time, and then adding something as you get comfortable with that one thing. And that's pretty much what I've done through the year. I've added something else. Even in the program, they use the Wim Hof method of breathing. So I added that. I do that on my way to work in the morning. While I'm driving, I will do the Wim Hof. So people are seeing me holding my breath in the car as I'm driving, and I'll do the breathing, just because it's supposed to, it helps with the alkalinity. Oh, so that was something that we had talked about, Carla and I had talked about earlier, was when I started this program, I had no clue. I got the strips.
Strips, yeah.
The pH strips. And I started doing my pH every morning when I get to work, because they tell you don't do it right after you've eaten. So I would do it. And for the first 3 months, my pH was way low, way acidic. I was super acidic. And I was like, holy cow. And in my mind, I was like, well, I'm taking everything and I'm eating correctly and I'm still exercising. How come I'm so acidic still? So then I thought the strips were broke. So I had some friends who I knew try it, and all of them were like, well, mine's great. Oh, look, mine's awesome. To the same strips from the same container on the same reading. So it wasn't the strips, it was me. So once I got, but it took about 3 months. And then my body started to get itself regulated, and it started figuring things out, and it started to literally heal itself. It started to heal because your body wants to be healthy, but we just have to do the right things to make it healthy. So after 3 months, it started to get less acidic, more alkaline. I followed the alkaline diet. And like I say to everybody is, I do it the best I can. Follow the alkaline diet, but it's okay if we mess up every once in a while. I know. But doing your pH is wonderful, because if I have something at dinner the night before, if I have pizza, the next morning, my pH I'll be acidic again. Or if I had something very sugary, like ice cream, all of a sudden I'm acidic again. And a lot of people, if they don't have kidney issues, that might not happen to them. But with us who have some kidney problems and they're not functioning as the way they're supposed to be, they go quick. Like your acidity in your body comes back fairly quickly. So being as consistent as you can is very important.
No, thank you. I think that's really helpful feedback for people who, we can make those changes and it can take a while before we might see anything. But the fact that you can take your power back and keep measuring, there's something that you can do every day to see where you're at. So I'm so happy that you were so committed and kept going with that. As you said, it's been years of challenge, then it may take some time. 6 months later, we can see obviously that the shifts are happening and that you're feeling better, that you said you're feeling kind of sharper in the mind and less fatigued in the body, or less achy. So yeah, it's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything that any advice that you give to people who may be watching this, who maybe they've been told they've got kidney disease, they're wondering what to do? What would you?
So the first thing is, and it's hard not to, take a deep breath and try not to freak out. I freaked out a little bit, and most people probably do. But if you're watching this, you're in the right place, because the kidney doctors, the kidney disease program has your back. They know what they're talking about, and they're very good. Everybody's very good with getting back to you. I've emailed, I think it's Emily Cahill. She's with them. She emails you right back all the time. They're wonderful. They get right back to you. And there's so much information out there. And if you have a question about your diet, or if you have a question of where to start or how to start, they're happy to help you. And then we're here, you know, all of us, hopefully we're, you know, this should be building a community of people who have the same thing going on in our lives. And we're all here to help each other. And some people are younger and some people are older, and we're all have the same problem, is something's up with our kidneys and we're trying to fix them. And the nice thing is there is a way to fix them, because your doctor's going to tell you that there isn't a way to fix it, but there is. It can get better. My GFR changed 20 points. That's a ton in 1 year. And you keep on making incremental gains, little gains, don't think giant steps. You got to take one step. So the first step is just start the course, get the course, read the course, take your time. If you don't start anything for the first 2 weeks because you're just reading the course, just read the course. It's okay. Just read it and kind of figure things out. Then you could get started and get things moving in the right direction. And you can do it. If you don't need the help. You want to make sure you keep your doctors in the loop, but we can do these things. We have a lot of power. We are empowered to do a lot more than we realize we're able to do for ourselves. And that's, I always say, and I always put little notes on some of the people I work with, little pieces of paper. I always say, leap and the net will appear. Because once you go, you just have to jump. Taking that first step is the hardest part, but I promise it hurts more if you don't do it than if you do take that leap. So take the leap and trust. Got to have faith. Just trust and go for it. And things will get better. It may be slow, and yours might not go. Yours may go, your GFR in 6 months might go up 2 points or 4 points, but it will move. It's going to move if we do the right things. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that gives a lot of hope to people who, may be feeling a bit, a bit lost, and there's so much information in there. So yeah, thank you. That being kind to yourself, taking one step at a time, that's really helpful feedback. Anything finally that you'd like to share with our audience, or?
No, I think I covered most of it. Hopefully I'll have more information in a few more months.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was a great overview of your journey, and a really inspiring tale of what's possible when we apply just consistently and keep checking in. There's a great support team, and so yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Richard.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.